Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we have some brand new machines coming out in the game, and a lot of people are saying these have the potential to be pretty busted. Plus, on top of that, we got a new Pendulum Fusion monster. We're going to be taking a look at some cards coming out in Tactical Masters, which is going to be coming out in the next month here for the TCG. And on top of that, the deck build pack Amazing Defenders, which is set to release in August. But anyways, let's go and kick it off with the new archetype, the Rescue Ace archetype. So let's get started with them, and they're going to be a new Fire Warrior / machine archetype, I guess. Anyways, let's get started with the first brand new monster. Rescue Ace Impulse is a level 3 Fire Warrior effect monster with 1500 attack and 1500 defense points. Its effect says you can use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. The first part is during your main phase, you can make the one effect monster your opponent controls with the highest attack, your choice if tied, unable to activate its effects on the field this turn. Okay, pretty decent effect indeed. Second part is when your opponent activates a monster effect on the field as a quick effect, you can tribute this card from your hand or field to special summon a Machine Rescue Ace monster from your deck. So has the ability as a hand trap for the ability to summon a Rescue Ace. That's pretty interesting. But like, this is actually pretty decent. Really wish it was a quick effect for the first part, but at least lets you kind of bait something out, and then on top of that you tribute it, right? Next up though, we have the effect of the Rescue Ace Air Hoister. So here is the artwork on this card. Looks like it's got 1700 attack, 1700 defense points. Level 4, looks like this one's going to be a Fire Warrior. So 1717, you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. So the first part is if this card is normal or special, you get to add one Rescue Ace spell from your deck to the hand. The second part is when your opponent activates a monster effect on the field as a quick effect, you can tribute this card from your hand or field to special summon a Rescue Ace monster from your hand, except for Rescue Ace Air Hoister. Okay. Next up, we have the Rescue Ace Hydrant. Okay, so this is kind of cool. It looks like it's a transformer of like a fire hydrant. So it's 0/0 for the stats. It's a level 1. Looks like it's going to be a fire machine. Okay. So it's fire machine / warriors, I guess. So 0/0, you can only use the second and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. The first part is your opponent cannot target this card for attacks or with card effects while you control a Rescue Ace monster other than Rescue Ace Hydrant. Second part is you can activate one quickly spell or trap the turn it is set by your Rescue Ace card's effect. The second part is during your main phase, you get to add one Rescue Ace monster from your deck to your hand, except for Rescue Ace Hydrant. Okay, which is during either main phase, so you can actually use it immediately. That'd be kind of cool. Next up, though, we have the Rescue Ace Fire Attacker, which is a level 6 Fire Machine effect monster. 2200 attack, 2200 defense points. Here is the artwork on this guy. And says you can use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. The first part is this: if a Rescue Ace monster other than Rescue Ace Fire Attacker is normal or special summon to your field, you get to special summon this card from your hand. Second part is if a card or card is added to your opponent's hand, except by drawing, you get to draw 2 cards, then send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard. Ooh, that's like a mini Graceful Charity. That is such an insane effect, considering it's a really easy summon, and they search out, you get literally Pot of Greed, plus you get to dump one, right? And that could actually be better than Pot of Greed depending on what deck you're playing, because it doesn't even have to be a Rescue Ace monster. You can set up for other plays later down the line as well. Next up, okay, looks like we're getting into their boss monsters. Rescue Ace Fire Engine. So level 7 Fire Machine effect monster, 2500 attack and 2500 defense points. Here is the zoomed up artwork on this card. And its effect says that you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. The first part is if a Rescue Ace monster or monsters other than Rescue Ace Fire Engine is normal or special summon to your field, you can special summon this card from your hand. So easy summon condition. Second part is if a monster or monsters is special summoned to your opponent's field, you get to special summon one level 4 or lower Rescue Ace monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. I mean, these are pretty insane effects. It's like if my opponent does something, I get something too. I like where this archetype is going. Almost reminds me of like True Draco, where it's like they get something too, you do something. Next up, okay, this is the card that I've been hearing about that is like apparently busted. Okay, so let's check it out. So I believe this is definitely their boss monster. 3000 attack and defense. It's called the Rescue Ace Turbulence. So it's a level 9 Fire Machine effect monster. It says that you can only, it says you can use the first, second, and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. The first part is you banish 2 Rescue Ace cards from your graveyard to special summon this card from your hand. Okay, pretty easy to summon. Second part is during your main phase, you can set up to 4 Rescue Ace quick play spells and or normal traps with different names directly from your deck. Ah, okay, that's, I mean, we have to wait and see how good these cards are, but like there is almost no archetype that I can think of off the top of my head that lets you set like 4 cards from your deck. That is ridiculous. Okay, I can see where people are saying this card is absolutely busted. I gotta see the rest of the support, because if the rest of the support doesn't, you know, actually make sense and it's not good, then this effect is irrelevant, regardless if it lets you set 10, right? Like, if it's not good. But let's check out the rest of the cards, or the rest of the effect. Third part is, if another card or cards you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect, you can target 1 card on the field and destroy it. Oh, you know what it almost reminds me of? Almost kind of reminds me of like a Machina, where it's like you target, it's like, okay, you get rid of something, you get rid of this card, I get rid of something else. But like this effect is what makes it like busted. Okay, but let's see how good they are, because it has to be quick play and normal traps. So first off, we got Rescue Ace Headquarters. The field spell says, rescue ace monsters you control gain 500 attack/defense while your opponent controls a monster. Okay. Second part is, during your main phase, you can normal summon 1 rescue ace monster in addition to your normal summon/set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. The third effect is, once per turn, you can target 4 of your rescue ace cards that are banished and or in your graveyard, shuffle them in the deck and draw 1 card. I mean, you already have this card basically replacing itself instantly. The rest of the effects, I mean, getting another summon's okay. This is like, it's in a lot of field spells. It's not like that big of a deal, but it's still that nice little boost over there, because making that 3,500 would be good. All right, next up though, we have Rescue. Okay, so this is where it comes down. Is the archetype any good? So quick play spell card says it's always treated as a rescue ace card. You can only activate 1 card with this card's name per turn. So you target a rescue ace monster in your graveyard, or if you control rescue ace hydrant, you can target 1 monster opponent's graveyard instead to special summon to your field. So it's basically like a monster reborn for the archetype, and it's still very solid. And this card can be special summoned, right? It doesn't say except. Alright, so you can bring back this card. I mean, that effect is so crazy. But remember, it has to survive during, it just says during your main phase, not even like the beginning of your main phase 1. So you can just summon it, go to main phase 2, set 4. Like, that is pretty crazy, though. It really is. And then if you have Hydra, you can just activate it instantly, right? Alright, so next up we have Alert. So it's a quick play spell card. It's always treated as a rescue ace card. You can only activate 1 card with this card's name per turn. First part says, add a rescue ace monster from your graveyard to your hand, or if you control a rescue ace hydrant, you can add a rescue ace monster from your deck to your hand instead. Okay, that's a pretty good effect. Obviously, being able to search out the boss monster is good. And then next up, we have Contain. It's a normal trap card that says it's always treated as a rescue ace card. First part says, if you control a rescue ace monster, target 1 effect monster your opponent controls, it cannot attack, and its effects are negated. Also, if you control rescue ace hydrant, it cannot be used as material for a fusion, synchro, seize, or link summon. This effect lasts until the end of this turn. Okay, so this is actually pretty good. I mean, just being able to just negate instantly, like off the top of my head, they're gonna go for the negate. Like, you're gonna search out this card with the boss monster anyways, with the Turbulence. Next up, we have Extinguish, which is a normal trap card that says this card is always treated as a rescue ace card. First part says, if you control a rescue ace monster, target 1 effect monster opponent controls, destroy it. If you control a rescue ace hydrant this turn, your opponent cannot activate the effects of the destroyed monster as well as monster with the same original name. Okay, so this is basically instantly, like off the top of my head, you got a Reborn, you got a Searcher, you have basically 2 different disruptions. That's like, you actually have to go for those targets right now, because there's literally only 4 targets. So in terms of it being busted and broken, I think that it has so much potential to be that at that level. But remember that you have to, it specifically says, and I'm going to double check on this, it has to be with different names, right? It does have to say it with different names. Otherwise, yeah, you can double up on certain things. But, it doesn't even, does it even say you can only activate 1 effect for, okay, it doesn't say you can only activate the effect of like the Contain once per turn, right? So you could, even if you draw like a couple, right? But you have to search out them. So like if you drew all of them, then yeah, it could become a problem. I don't know, specifically because it lets you reset the cards with the field spell, I think it is honestly going to be pretty high tier if they get any better support for the quick play spell and traps. Next up though, we have Gizmic getting a reprint. Okay, that was kind of random over here. Maybe it works with the archetype, but off the top of my head, the rescue aces are looking really good, but we're not done yet. We have another new card. So this is Valance Genesis Grand Duke. It's a level 10 Fire Machine Fusion Pendulum effect monster, 2,500 attack, 2,500 defense points, and its pendulum scale is 10. The pendulum effect is, you can activate 1 of these effects. Special summon this card to your main monster zone in its same column. Move 1 monster in your main monster zone to an adjacent horizontal monster zone. You can only use this effect of Valance Genesis Grand Duke once per turn. So the materials are 2 Valance monsters. This face down card in the extra deck must first be either fusion summon or special summon by tributing 1 level 5 or higher non-fusion valence monster in the same column as the extra monster zone. If this card is special summon, you get to target 1 monster card in your opponent's spell and trap zone, return it to the hand. If you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to its attack. Then this card gains attack equal to the half of the damage inflicted. Okay, that's a pretty long effect over there. I honestly don't know too much. I don't even remember valence, but all I'm really thinking about is like the Rescue Ace right now. I think that this archetype has a lot of potential, but it revolves a lot around this Hydrant card. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, you could 1-for-1 with it. You can could you just machine dupe and get multiple cards of this? And then you'd have like, you know, a bunch of ways to protect it because you have multiple of them. I know this Rescue Ace archetype is looking pretty good, but let me know, guys, if you think it's overhyped or if it's actually busted and actually broken. I think that the archetype, it's not just overhyped though. I think that it has a lot of what I would consider potential. I mean, again, you have 2 disruptions, you have a searcher, like the archetype's looking pretty good. But anyways, that's gonna go ahead and wrap it up for the video. You guys can let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section below. But if you enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. If you're new here and don't want to miss out when we cover more of them, because there's probably gonna be more cards coming out for this archetype very soon. Subscribe, turn the bell, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one, and I'm out. Peace.